Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This video is going to be totally different from how you would see other videos like laughing, smiling challenges and things like that. But I know we've been away for a long time, and I know I always saying that it's always something happening, but this time it's been something really big and devastating and heartbreaking that has happened recently. Well, a couple of months ago, but so I just want to say I'm going to tell like a backstory about everything, but I just want to say my mom did pass away in April 11th. She passed away. And before I get into like the story of how everything happened, I just want to like give a backstory, because it's still like, it's still shocking to me, and I'm still like in unbelief, if that's a word. But sorry if I get emotional. This is really like tough and hard to deal with, because we were really close. And that was my best friend, and I miss her a lot. You know, we had a good relationship. So yeah, but okay, if you guys see me looking down, it's because actually this is way before she had passed. This is why I want to tell her backstory, because she has always been sick. But I had wrote down some notes because I was getting ready to it was a hospital that my uncle referred me to, that was, I think, in Philadelphia. So I just wrote down some notes on her condition, so they know like a backstory of what's been going on with her. So I'm gonna just get into that, and then I'll tell the story from there. So okay, so her name was Ruby, and she was born May 13th. On Valentine's Day, or sometimes it's not on Valentine's Day, but yeah. I'm gonna just get straight into like when things started to change. So in 2006 is when she had her first stroke. I believe she was around 25, 26, and I believe she was on her way to work. She told me this story. She was on her way to work and she had caught a stroke. And she was kind of confused about it. Like it was just her talking, like her mouth was stuck to one side and she was just talking weird. I was still young at this time, so she had told my mom, my grandmother, she had called my grandmother like, Mom, why I'm talking like this and the third. So they had their conversation or whatever, and she went to sleep and everything, and the next day she was still the same, actually, like, you know. So she went to the hospital, and they told her like she had a stroke, but they also told her if she would have never came in, she could have died. So that was in 2006. That if she would have never came in, she would have died. So that happened. I guess she was on medication after that, you know, things like that. At first they diagnosed her with lupus, but still to this day they didn't know what she had. They diagnosed her with a whole bunch of things like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis. They told her that she had some type of lung disease, that her lungs look like, I don't know if you guys remember the honeycomb cereal and how many holes is in it. That's how her lungs used to look. So she was on a list for a lungs transplant for a long time, and she never got it. So also in 2006 they did like a bone marrow to see, you know, if she had leukemia or anything like that or whatever. Everything was crossed out. They didn't find anything. In 2007 she had an open lung surgery. And the strange thing was that from after she had the open lung surgery, usually they put you in some room to, like, you know, recover, I guess, or whatever. But straight from the ICU room they sent her home, which was weird to me. But after that she came home. She wasn't feeling too good. I remember I was changing her her wounds and things like that, and the pus was like green and things like that. So I'm like, this is not normal. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be clear, you know, things like that, whatever. My next door neighbor was like, nah, I'm going to take you to the hospital, because we was real close with my next door neighbor. They took her. They said she had pneumonia. And the reason why she had pneumonia is because it was cold around that time, and you sent her straight from ICU home. So that happened. She had to stay in the hospital for a couple of days. We're just going down different things that she'd been through. So 2011, I believe. It's 2011 when 9/11 happened. I believe it was 2011. She was in a building close to the Twin Towers, like a building right by I don't know if she was working in Time Warner or not, but I know it was close. And I remember seeing her actually on the news. I'm gonna see if I can find a clip. I'm not sure if I can, because there's a lot of, I don't know if I can, but I remember seeing her walking across the bridge, actually limping because one of her heels had broke. And there was no buses, no trains running, you know, that day or whatever. A couple of months after that, her legs got swollen, like really big. They was always hot and things like that. And she had these little lesions on her legs, and it was so big that you could see like her bone in her legs. So they did like some little tests on that to see what it was. They couldn't find out what that was. In 2015 they ruled out lupus and said that that's what she had, rheumatoid arthritis or whatever. On January 5th, 2017, she had another open lung surgery. And they said she didn't have cancer, so they ruled everything out from there. And so that was the last thing, 2017. So everything that they did, they couldn't find out what she had. They was just diagnosing her with things. They was giving her pills, water pills. She was on a lot of pills. Like, she was on a lot of pills through her life. Like, she was taking at least, at one point she was taking at least, like, I would say 15 pills a day. 15 to 17 pills a day. It was like really bad. and I know some of the pills made her big and things like that. And it was very hard, like, with this, because it's like me and my mom was really close, and I hate to see her in pain. And it's like we really couldn't do or enjoy things that other families could. Like, you know, we really couldn't, like, say for example, we couldn't go to amusement parks or things like that because, one, she couldn't swim. So she was scared to get in the water. And she didn't really like roller coasters. Also, it's because the sun. That was the main thing. The sun, it was too hot, or like it would affect her skin. So she couldn't be out in the sun for a long period of time. That's why she always wore hats or things like that. And now I'm just going to lead to the present of what happened. So, let me see what day was April 11th. I'm sorry guys if I get emotional again, because this is really, you know, hard and stressful. I'm not gonna lie, I've been down, I've been depressed. I mean, I feel like I always had anxiety, but it's gotten worse. And it really took a toll on me, because I'm so used to, like, you know, calling her or she calling me and we just talking and things like that. And it's just weird not hearing from her, not getting a call from her and things like that. So yeah, so April 11th was a Saturday. So I'm gonna say starting from like the 5th, and that was the last Sunday. So like it was been for throughout the week she been like getting chills and things like that. And she always been saying she cold and then she's hot, she's cold and she's hot. But what I'm gonna say is also, I feel like she was probably going through menopause, because she was 50. What was she, 50? She was 50. So yeah, I felt like she was going through that. And but then it's getting worse. She didn't really have an appetite or things like that. And so I was coming over to see her, because, you know, I actually didn't live with her, I lived with my fiance. And I came to see her, see how she's doing. She was always cool and hot. So this is leading to, like, I would say I'm gonna say like I'm gonna say on probably the 7th or the 8th. So that was either Monday or a Tuesday or Wednesday. I came over and I boiled her some of the lemon pills and orange pills and had the steam in her face, and, you know, so she could breathe through it. And she felt really good after that. Like, I gave her some soup. My sister was taking care of her, like, for the whole week and everything. Then I'm gonna say, I'll say the 8th, which was Wednesday, is when this is what my sister had told me, that she wasn't feeling good. She was still, I think she had went to actually take a shower, and she was on the toilet, and I guess it was hard for her to breathe. So I believe she called my sister, or she called my cousin, and no, she called my sister. And my sister came. She was trying to get her up off the toilet, but the way she was breathing, it was like she really couldn't catch her breath and things like that. So my sister finally, I think it took like an hour for her to get off the toilet. So that was one thing. And so she brought her to her room. She was trying to put some clothes on her because my sister said that we didn't want her to go to the hospital just because of the pandemic and corona was going around. And that's one thing I'm going to say. We was very cautious because we knew that she was always sick. So when we came, we wash our hands. We do everything to not be like in contact with, you know, anything. Like we did everything we were supposed to do. And if she wanted something from outside, we would get it for her. And like we would do everything for her. So she wasn't really going outside at all, like at all. So she's in her room with my sister. My sister's trying to put clothes on her. I believe my sister at this time, she called 311 just to send some people over to check on my mom, like the EMT, I believe. But just for them, she told them like she didn't want them to go to the hospital. So I believe they finally came, but still with my mom, with my sister, it took like another hour for her to even put her pants up. Like my sister was trying to tell her to like stand up, and she couldn't stand up. She wasn't breathing. Like the way how it sounded, I don't know if you guys know, but like if you have some type of mucus in your chest and you haven't coughed it up yet, but when you breathe, it's like I don't know how to say it, a rattle in your throat, kinda. That's how she sounded. So I guess the people came, and my sister told me they gave her something in her oxygen or whatever, but they said, my sister told me personally that after they gave it, she didn't really get better. It was like she was getting worse. So and that's the thing that I don't know like if they told her like what they was giving her and things like that. You may never know. I don't know what they was giving her. So I believe it was like some type of oxygen they was trying to give her. So yeah, so the people get there, and then I'm actually home when this is going on. I'm home. My fiance is about to go to work. Actually, I'm getting ready for bed because it was kind of late. It was late, around 8 something 9, because we had to be to work at 10, I believe. So my cousin calls me, and this is where like everything gets crazy. So my cousin called me, and she called me on FaceTime, and I hear her crying, but all I could see is like she's showing me the hallway. So in the back is my cousin's room, and then it's my mom's room. And my mom, the EMT is there, and they got these white suits on, you know, covered all up and everything. So I'm like, what's going on? And my cousin's like, I don't know, but I think you need to come. I don't know what's wrong with auntie. This, that, and third. So I'm panicking, and I get dressed. I'm thinking I catch an Uber. I get to the house. When I'm opening the door, I see the EMT, and one of the EMT and my mom, and my sister trying to hold my mom up because she could barely walk right now. Right now she could literally barely walk. She can she can't breathe or nothing. She can't, like, it's like the rattle is still there. She's wobbling. Like, they literally holding her up because like like it's just really, really bad. So I get there, and I just started crying because I'm scared, like, you know, like. And first of all, the people that's there, one of them is skinny. My mom wasn't that big, but she was big, okay? Like, and one of them skinny, and one of them is so short, like so small. So me and my sister really had to take over. We had to hold my mom up or whatever. But during this time right now, she's coming down the hall, and I'm like, Ma, so she see me. So when she see me, her eyes open like big. So I start crying, and she can't talk right now because she is just breathing, but she like this, like telling me to calm down because she see me crying. And if I like, you know, I don't want to get her more scared and things like that. So she's telling me to like relax so she can relax. So I try to stop crying, but after she do that or whatever, she actually like bump into the wall and then falls down. So she falls down, and so she fell down. So when she fall down, I get like, I start like kind of crying and screaming. So I drop to the floor with her, and I'm like, Ma. I'm like, Ma. And I start praying. And I start saying like, Lord, please, like, help my mom. Like, help her. And I just been saying a lot of things, like, you know, like I don't want to lose her and stuff like that at this time. And so she falls to the ground, and me and my sister is both on the ground, and we trying to, like, you know, like tell her to cough, because that's all we hear is just the rattleness. So we tell her to cough, like just spit. So my sister Kristen, she has her hand like this or whatever, telling her to cough, and my mom is trying to cough, but she can't. She's trying, but she can't. And then the EMT was like, we gotta get her up to sit her in the chair, because I believe they called like the ambulance, because they like, there's no way that she could just stay and we just check on her and then leave. So yeah, so like I said, one of them was skinny and one of them short, so they really couldn't pick her up. So me and my sister, we grabbed her and sit her in the chair. She have like this little I mean, so sorry, the camera had cut off. So we sit her in the chair, and we sit her in the chair. She's still like or whatever, so we crying and everything like that, but my sister's trying to tell me to calm down so mommy can calm down. So I'm trying to calm down. So the ambulance, the other EMTs from the ambulance people, they came upstairs, and I'm still crying. I'm actually on the phone with my fiance, and I was just calling him. I called him because I didn't, you know, like, I just needed somebody to talk to. So I'm on my phone, well, actually on FaceTime. I'm crying, he's crying, and they take her, and She's outside in the stretcher. They finally put on the stretcher. It's me, my sister, and my cousin outside or whatever. And she only have like a little tank top and these little pajama pants on. So she's shivering, and I'm like, she's cold. She's cold. So they finally put a blanket on her or whatever. And this is where, like, not feel guilty, but like I just wish that, like, you know, like I stayed with her, you know, that day, because I believe the day before I had left, because I had stayed with her overnight. Like, I didn't sleep at all. Like, I was in her bed, I was with her in her bed. I was just watching her because she still had that. It wasn't as bad as the day that the ambulance had to come, but it was still, we heard it, and she was coughing. And I kept waking her up, like, "Ma, you okay? You good?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm good." This is the day that I gave her, like, the orange pills and the lemon pills and things like that. So, you got on a stretcher. Yeah, but like I said, like, it's not a guiltness, but I wish that I was with her. I don't know. It was like I wasn't. When I was looking at her, it was like I was in shock, and it's like I couldn't move, because the whole time I'm thinking I would just want to go over there and say, "Ma, I love you, you're gonna be good, stay strong." Like, it's like so many things that was in my head that I wanted to say, but you know, all the EMT is just around her or whatever. But it's not nothing they really doing there. I think they just got her on a stretcher or whatever, and they put the covers on her, the sheet on her. And me and my sister and my cousin, we just standing there. But me, I just wanted to go over there so bad and be like, "Ma, you're gonna be good. I love you," you know, and everything. So, Chrissy went in one of the ambulance. That wasn't with her, but it was 2 ambulances there. But they was like, "Who's gonna be going?" So my sister went. That's my younger sister. Well, only got one sister from her. So. And she's not that young. She's 21. She went with the EMT. Me and my cousin took an Uber to the hospital. So, of course, they get to the hospital before us. So when my sister said, because I don't think my mom wanted to go to the hospital either. So what she said, she was saying that when they got there, my mom was like kind of trying to fight them because she didn't want to go in there. She just kept fighting. She just kept fighting because she didn't want to go. She kept trying to take out her oxygen. She was trying to take out everything. Like, she was just trying to take out everything. And like, she didn't want to go. And my sister was just like, "Ma, stop." You know. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to go. Like, I know she didn't want to go. And so we finally get there, and we just waiting. There's no update, no nothing. You know, it's still COVID, so it's not like we could sit around or something. We was outside the emergency part, like outside, but we was outside in front of the doors. And we just crying. Chrissy's on the phone. I'm on the phone. It's just like so much, so much that's like going on. And this is where I personally feel that it gets a little weird, and this is why the title is what it is because this is just how I feel, and it's just weird to me personally. But so after like maybe 30-45 minutes, doctor came out and they told they was looking for us. We came in and the lady said, she said, we just want to know some, you know, what we dealing with. First of all, we wanted the EMT to take her to her hospital, which is Metropolitan. They took her, they said the closest one to us, because my mom lived in the Bronx. The closest one to her was Lincoln Hospital. And one thing I'm going to say, we all hate that hospital. We call it the killer hospital. We don't like that hospital. We don't like Harlem Hospital. So when they was taking her there, we was already upset that she was going to this hospital. So the doctor come and they say, you know, like with, you know, they want to know her background, like what medication she take, this, that, and the third. So we were just telling her everything, and then the doctor say, I don't know the letters for it, but basically it meant like no resuscitation, because she said, yeah, I know she's this, that, or something, and that means no resuscitate. So we looked at her, but my sister was like, no, if something happened, resuscitate her or whatever. So because she said, oh, on the charts it says or something, and she was like, no, if something happened, resuscitate her. So that happened. We really couldn't do nothing. There was no updates. All they told us to go back home. We couldn't do nothing. So that happened. We walk home because it was just like so we couldn't do anything, like nothing at all. We couldn't go upstairs to see her. We couldn't do nothing, like nothing at all, like nothing. And we just walked home. We got home. We was just sitting there crying and things like that, because we worried, you know what I'm saying? Like, so after we get home, not that long after we get home, 20 minutes later, a person called from the hospital, and it's like an Asian lady, and she says, oh yeah, and this is why, like, I don't believe that, like, I don't know, but anyway, she says, yeah, what did she say? She said, this is exactly what she said. She said, can I speak to a family member about Ruby? And we say, we here, basically, and we say, if you hear the background, I'm sorry, that's my fiance's mom. They parents, they talking. But she says it's not looking too good. She does have COVID. How the same day? Actually, let me just finish. She says it's not looking too good. Your mom, she has COVID, and prepare for the worst. That's exactly what she said, and I quote. That's what she says. It's not looking too good. Your mom has COVID, and prepare for the worst. That's what she told me. Well, told us on the phone. So we were just in shock, like, you know, we didn't want to believe what she said, so we just, you know, prayed, kept stayed positive and everything. But that was the second strike right there. So she said that, and it's just like, how? Y'all just got her and y'all know already the results that she had COVID. Like, how is that possible? Like, how is that possible? When I didn't even take that shit up my nose. I took the blood test to see if I had any, I forgot what you call it. I forgot what you call it. My brain is just everywhere right now. But mine came back negative or whatever, but mine didn't take the same day for mine to come back to say that I didn't have it or that I did have it. It wasn't the same day I got my results. So how is that possible? And this is when it was like, you know, it was getting really bad, but it's like the test wasn't that quick to know that you have COVID already the same day in a couple of minutes. Like, it just, how? I don't know. So that happened. We got off the phone with them. The next day, I came over again. Somebody called, and they said, again, it's not looking too well. Her oxygen level should be at like 80 something, 90, and her oxygen level was the worst that they ever seen, which was below, her oxygen level was 20 out of 20, so that was really bad, and that's why they had to sedate her and put her to sleep. Not, I don't want to say put her to sleep like she's a duel or something, but you know, she's sedated. And that was, yeah, that was the 10th. Yeah, that was the 10th. That was the 10th when they said that. And on the 11th, I was actually sleeping and I had a dream. And my dream was that she came home. It's just so weird. Like, we was in her room, but it was like no bed in the room, and the window didn't have like no windows in it, but it was just open. Like, you could look out, like, you know what I'm saying, you could like fall out with your whole body or whatever, but it was open like that. It was no window in it. So we was just there. She was coughing a little bit, and she was like, I'm sorry, I don't know. She was like, she was tearing up, I was tearing up, and she said, I don't know, it's just the mucus, I think, the mucus. And I just said, like, you know, I'm happy you home. Like, you know, and we was about to give each other a hug. And it's just so weird because I never wake up off of like my phone on vibrate. I never wake up to that. So it was weird. I woke up and my phone was ringing, but it was on vibrate. And it was my sister calling me from FaceTime, and that's when she told me, she said that the doctor said that she didn't make it, and they said she didn't make it. And my sister just kept saying, I'm sorry. So, that day was the worst. So she said that the doctor said she didn't make it, and so she had to call my grandmother to tell her the news. Because that's one thing. Like how we were so close, she was very close to my grandmother, her mom. So we had to figure out, my sister had to figure out a way to tell my grandma, and my grandma was home alone, so my sister had called, actually my god sister's grandmother. That's a lady that my grandma knew for years, and my mom grew up with them since they was little babies and Pampers and stuff. So she told her to go over there and be with my grandma so she could tell her the news. So yeah, she said she didn't make it, and all I could do was cry. I won't even say I was crying, I was screaming. And my fiance was just holding me, like, holding me so tight. And then my fiance's mom heard me screaming. She came in and she just held me because my fiance told her that my mom passed. She would just say, "I'm so sorry." Yeah, but and that was it. What's really hard is that we called the doctors and said, can we do some type of FaceTime, because we heard that it was people doing like FaceTime, and they said no. So they said it was hard. It's just so much. It's just so like weird how everything happened, because she was doing so good, like she was okay, she was good, and then that just happened. And it hurts me because we had so much planned, like me getting married, like she was planning a lot of things. She was sending me dresses. Just so much. I just miss her so much. And I thought it would get easier after all these months, but it hasn't at all. I try to stay positive, but it's hard. It's hard. I wake up thinking about her. I go to sleep thinking about her. It's just, I don't know. It's hard. It's so hard. I would have never thought this would happen, you know. She been through so much, and nothing, you know. And she's so strong, like she's so strong. And my camera's about to die, so I'm just gonna say we're gonna keep doing videos and things, but it might take a little time. You might not see me as happy as I would be. You might see a little difference in me, and this is the reason why. So just so you can know, I want you guys to know, if anybody family has passed away, I understand how you feeling, and my condolences. And I don't want you guys to feel bad for me, or, you know, because I'm gonna be okay. It's just gonna take time. And I just want to say I love you guys, and I thank you for supporting me, and thank you for staying here with me and staying here with me and Kesh. And I see you guys comments saying where are you guys and things like that, but we coming back. We definitely are. And this is one thing that my mom always wanted. She knew I always wanted to do YouTube. So if she would know that I'm not doing YouTube, she would be so upset with me. So this for you, mommy, and I love you so much. There's one thing I do want to share with you guys. It's because of everything, we couldn't bury her. So I just want to show you guys. This is with her when she was younger. And this is my mom's ashes. And I love her so much, so much. So much. But I'll show you guys another picture, and I also will insert, because we did have a memorial for her October 11th, and I will put that clip in. It's going to be dark because we did do it at a later time. It was dark, but I believe you could see certain things and you can hear, so I'm just going to end it with that. And I love you guys, and thank you for the support. And we will be back, I promise. I make this promise to her. She would always want me to do YouTube. She always told me to follow my dream, and whatever I wanted to do, she always supported me into it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.